Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm the OPJellicent, and we're back here on Pokemon Showdown today. Going to be using this team right here with Choice Specs Heliolisk on it. I like it for one big reason, and that reason is it doesn't have to rely on HP Ice to catch a Land or T on the switch-in, because it gets access to Surf right here, so that frees up our Hidden Power slot, and we can go ahead and run a Hidden Power Fire right here to help out against Ferrothorn, so I really like that aspect. And then we have Volt Switch for Momentum, and Thunderbolt as our main stab move right here. It does also get Dry Skin, which is a really nice tech, but you really don't want to rely on it, because against Ash Greninja, they could obviously try to catch you with Dark Pulse, and then Toxapex can set up T-Spikes on you, so both of those can put you in a bad spot, but it's definitely a nice option if you really expect a Water-type move to come out. And we're pairing it with a Choice Band Hoopa right here, and the reason for that is the main Heliolisk switch-ins are Chansey, the Lotties, and Gastrodon, and Hoopa-Unbound can basically blow back all those Pokemon with Hyperspace Fury, and you really don't have to predict against them, so I like that aspect right here. Then we got Zen Headbutt, Fire Punch, and Gunk Shot right here. Gunk Shot is great against Bulu just because obviously Heliolisk can't really touch that either. Even Specs HB Fire is not even to it carrying Spit Out for AV Bulu right here, so I like Hoopa as a really nice offensive pairing with Heliolisk right here. We have Mega Scizor right here, which is pretty much our main Lando T switch-in. We really don't respond to it otherwise, just because we don't have HP Ice on our own Lando T. Obviously, opposing SD Lando T could be a giant threat right here, but it's just something we have to identify early and play around. And we're not really running Defog on this thing because I wanted Defog Cortana, and I wanted SD on the Scizor right here. So we have Toxapex right here, which is not really a Pokemon that I really like to run, but we needed some sort of Ash Greninja switch-in for the team. I know we have Heliolisk for the Dry Skin, of course, but I wanted a more reliable option, and we're going with regular Toxic over T-Specs. I just find it to be more consistent, but either way works. Then we have Rock's offensive Flynium Lando T right here. Really offensive Lando set helps by getting rid of opposing Lando T to help free up Cortana. And then finally Scarf Cortana right here with Defog, which is a really nice late game cleaner. So that's going to be the team. It'll be down below in the description in case you guys do want to try it out, of course. And I'll be right back with our first game. Okay, I got the first game right here. My opponent is very weak to Choice Band Hoopa. I'm very weak to Kyurem Black, so I'm pretty scared about that. In fact, I just want to get whatever damage off on Kyurem that I can initially, so I'm going to go ahead and lead off here with my Cortana. And I think I just have to stay in and click my strongest attack here, which is Smart Strike, because like, he might switch out, of course, because Kyurem's such a giant threat, but like, I really need to try to get damage off on this Kyurem to put it in range of my Mega Scizor's Bullet Punch. Like, I mean, Scizor would be an alright play here too, but if he goes for HP Fire, that could be pretty bad. How important is my Scizor here? He goes Rotom, okay. Probably finds out that I'm Scarf right there. In terms of switch-ins here, Heliolisk is an option. Heliolisk's not a bad option too, because it can take Hydro Pump, and I don't really care about Volt Switch if that's what he decides to go for, so I don't know. Let's see what he decides to bring in right here, because if he goes Ferrothorn, I can Specs HP Fire, and I'll probably do some work against that. If he goes Landorus, I'll probably go out into my own Landorus. And then I just gotta figure out, like, if he doubles to Kyurem at any point, I'm gonna be in a bad spot. So it brings back Kyurem. I'm gonna go for Volt Switch here. Get a bit of chip damage, which is great. And get in my Scizor on the Earth Power, which is cool, as he reveals to be Life Orb, so he may actually have the Hidden Power Fire. I'm assuming he does because he stayed in, and I'm not able to knock him out, unfortunately. Goes for the HP Fire, but Kyurem was a giant threat, so I'll take the double down right there. As important as Scizor was, being able to help out against Hoopa, and I mean, it could have had Fire type coverage, of course, but I don't know. He's going to be pretty weak to my Cortana coming up right here. I feel like he's going to go Landorus, so I'm going to go out here into my own Landorus. He unfortunately gets it right and goes Rotom. That's pretty unfortunate, I'm not going to lie. I was kind of hoping to get it right myself. I'll go into my Heliolisk here on the Will-O-Wisp, and I think I'll go ahead and click Hidden Power Fire. He could just go for... I was going to cancel it, but that sucks. Okay, he's going to get in Lando, and let's see what happens. Lando comes out. I mean, I feel like I have no reason to go out into my own Lando. It kind of wins after, like, I get rid of Rotom. So let's just make a different play here and go Cortana on the U-turn. That's totally fine with me. I really don't mind it because, like, I'm looking at the end game here, and my own Landorus has a good bet in the end game if I can just weaken Rotom Wash. So goes Magearna here. I can go Pex. I'm gonna go Pex here on the Shift Gear. Let's just haze it all away. And then let's go right here for a nice... Let's go Landorus on the next Thunderbolt, and then maybe just Earthquake here. Goes Rotom Wash, okay. Not a big deal. He's gonna, I feel like he's gonna try to Volt Switch. I'll just go for Rocks here. I want to make a big play right here and try to get ahead, so. Like, Heliolisk is very free for me, and he's really weak to Heliolisk, so. I mean, is Heliolisk, if he Volt Switches out, that's really bad for me. I'm gonna go for Rocks. I feel like I might, and I'm gonna go Heliolisk, I think. I feel like staying in is such a bad play. Let's go Heliolisk. And I'm hoping to see a Hydro Pump this time, but I don't know. Because, like, Landorus is such an important non-late game. It basically wins after Rotom's weakened, but he's not giving me that opportunity. I've had the opportunity several times, like, for example, when I clicked HP Fire, but I couldn't cancel it in time. But I still feel like Landorus can get the job done late game here. Trust a double Wisp. Okay, I guess that's even better that I didn't stay in. Let's just go for Specs Thunderbolt this time and weaken him down. Okay, I'm in a good spot now because Rotom Wash is in range of my +2 attack. Okay, so he probably knows I'm locked in. Let's just go into Cortana again. Every time Cortana is my play. Is it actually my play anymore? Because Cortana can win on its own soon. Goes Magearna. So last time he shift geared. Let's go here into my Toxapex on the shift gear and just haze it away. Goes Hoopa. I don't mind Hoopa. What's my sack here? I mean, my own Hoopa can do some work. I feel like my Heliolisk is my sack at this point. As he decides to go for Hyperspace Fury. So I can go Heliolisk here and try to make a prediction. I mean, not Heliolisk, Cortana. Or I go Landorus and play off a choke of him switching out. Because let's assume that's banded, right? Or I just go out into it and SD up. I feel like SD is the play. Okay, so he did switch out. I should be faster here, which is what I was playing off of the entire time, so. Would regular Fly knock him out from whatever 40 he would be at? Landorus, OU Flynium Z against Rotom Wash. Because if I don't have to burn my Z move, I really don't want to. Let's find this out right here. OU Defensive. So Fly at +2 would be doing 41 to 48, and that's to really Fizz-Def Rotom. I can knock him out with Fly here. And then, as we saw, Fly should knock him out right here. Nice, and I saved my Z move for the Lando, which should come in now. Yeah, and what I can do here is just go right for Supersonic Sky Strike. Oh wow, that was actually a good play on his part. I think I can win with Cortana, though. Like, he has to go Hoopa here, or he has to try to go... I'm gonna go Hoopa. Because at worst, it comes down to a speed tie, right? If he goes into his own Hoopa. Yeah, I think if he goes out into his own Hoopa, how healthy is my Cortana? It can live Iron Barbs or whatever, right? Okay, so... Does +1 Sacred Sword knock out Hoopa? Okay, so I think the game comes down to this speed tie right here. Maybe. But I'm gonna go for it. I do win the speed tie and knock him out. That's great. Now he's gonna go Magearna, but Magearna cannot take 2 Hyperspace Furies. Actually, my play is always hard Toxapex, now that I think of it. Nah. Yeah, it's always hard Toxapex. On the... Okay, this is the one way I can lose. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna spam Haze. How many shift gears does he have? 13. And there's the para. Okay, so I can haze those away. Okay, I'm getting pretty lucky right here in terms of hazing away shift gears. There's another para, but okay. He needs pretty good luck here. Okay, there's a para. Do I go Cortana? I'm gonna go Hoopa, and then go back to Cortana on the Twinkle Tackle, then go back to Hoopa on the Thunderbolt, then go for the Fire Punch here on the next Thunderbolt. Okay, so I think I win now because... Chase it all away. Okay. Nice. Now all I do is click Scald, and that's the game right there, because Ferrothorn cannot beat my Hoopa clicking Fire Punch, so... I mean, it definitely got scary once he got the para, but I think we were ahead most of the game right there. We were able to go ahead and pick up the win. He already left the battle, so I'll be right back with another game. Okay, I got the next game right here. My opponent is very weak to T-Bolt spam, but I mean, even like Coco under Terrain is not going to take 2. But I might have to make the read and go for Surf once on the Lando coming in, but I guess what I want to do first right here is maybe lead off with my own Lando and see what he leads off with. Let's see, so Terrain went to before my... Well, I guess it doesn't matter, right? I don't know whether he's Scarf or not. I'm so used to leading Coco, and then they lead Lando, and I look for Intimidate versus Terrain. So he may go for HP Ice. I don't think staying in is smart, but I don't have a switch in, so I'll just look Earthquake. Unless he's Choice Specs, I lay HP Ice, so... Yeah, I think this is okay. I mean, he may go out into his own Lando for sure. Yeah, he makes the safe play and goes Lando right here. My own Landorus is too big of a threat to let go down, but I could trade Rocks, is the thing. And I feel like that's worth it, because what am I switching in here? Nothing really. Let's go for Rocks. Because I want to start chipping things down for my late game Cortana sweep. That looks very likely here. Scarf Smart Strike looks really threatening against his team now that I look at the matchups, so... I mean, what I'm going to do here is get up Rocks, and then... After that, I'm going to try to Flynium Z this thing down for my Smart Strike. So yeah, he trades Rocks, and then... Maybe I should SD first, because I went first. So there's a hidden power. Now what I can do is go right here for Flynium Z. And if he outspeeds right here, that'll be pretty sad, but... I think based on the fact that I've outsped both times now, I think I should outspeed. And he has to pick a sack here. I don't think anything takes Flynium Z. So... Yeah, if he gives me Lando right here, I'll be very happy because my Cortana will be very free in the late game. I mean, obviously he has the Greninja, and it could be Scarfer and then maybe Specs Lele, something like that. But I feel like it might be Battle Bond Gren and then Scarf Lele, and then I could outspeed both of those. And I have a very solid Battle Bond response with my Pex. Obviously Lele is a giant threat here too, but I'm just really hoping he gives me this Lando right now so I can freely click Smart Strike. Well, I can pretty much freely click it anyway, so let's see if he Sash. Nope. Okay, so that's one of his biggest Smart Strike switch-ins just gone. He's going to go for HP Ice. Oh, also, I can click Thunderbolt now, so that's great. Preserve? No. Yeah, there's that, and... I mean, he could have U-turn, so I really shouldn't go out into my Hoopa right here. I'll just go maybe Heliolisk and click Thunderbolt. Or maybe Volt Switch. I don't know, I feel like taking damage on Heliolisk is just a bad move, but... I mean, he can't knock me out with anything, so let's go Heliolisk here and start doing some work with that. I'll just go right for Thunderbolt. I feel like I should Volt Switch. It's tough, because I'm going to Volt Switch here. I feel like he'll go for either Volt Switch or U-turn himself instead of staying in. And if it's Assault Vest Magearna is the main thing, then I don't want to have that happen. And like even if he's like going to go out into something else, Volt Switch will do good damage anyway. So that's what I was talking about. I don't want to take 50% from a U-turn, but unfortunately I had to. So I'm really hoping he's actually AV Magearna here and gets baited to go out into that, because then I get to go out here into my Hoopa and click Fire Punch, which could really help me out here. Because like denting down Gran for Cortana is always important too. If he goes out into that expecting the Fire Punch, I could put him in range of Smart Strike, and at which point he pretty much loses, I think. Unless it is actually Scarf Protean, which... I mean, I'm really hoping it's Scarf Lele and not Scarf Gran. So let's see if this is actually AV or not. So he's definitely AV. So yeah, like I said, I can go out into my Hoopa here and basically force either a kill, a ton of damage on Lele, or putting this thing in range of my Cortana, which is all... I basically get something good here. I guess worst case he goes back to Coco and it survives. I mean, damage on Magearna is great too. I need that in range of Smart Strike. But I feel like when it comes back in on Rocks, it'll be at 69, and I think that's in range anyway, so... I might be good no matter what. But, I mean, is Heracross a threat here? Heracross, I mean, I don't know what it does to Scizor. I guess maybe close combat, 2 of those could be a problem, or maybe SD close combat. So he stays in, and I blow him away, cool. And my Hoopa is still around now, which is great. He's going to go Heracross for sure. Goes Gran, actually. I'm going to go Pex. I feel like Pex is not going to do anything in the late game here. It dies to everything. So he's Protean, okay. So that's not what I wanted to see. I was really hoping he would be Scarf Battle Bond. I'm going to make the offensive Hoopa play here since it pretty much dies to everything anyway. As yeah, he goes for Psychic, and I'm kind of hoping this is actually his Scarfer. And what I can do right here is throw off a Hyperspace Fury. Okay, so this should go down. Yeah, it just dropped, and now I'm in a great spot with Cortana. Right here, I have no reason to stay in. Yeah, he'll knock me out. And then, yeah, I'm in a great spot with my Kartana at this point in the game. So he has to go Heracross. This gives me Heliolisk, and just basically a free Thunderbolt or Volt Switch is fine. And I think I forced the game right here, because yeah, he's gonna knock me out. What do I give him? I guess I should keep Scizor and not Toxapex. So goes for a Rock Blast. I can go for maybe Scald here. Is he Scarf Coco? I'm gonna find out right now whether he's Scarf Coco or not. And if he is, I don't know, maybe Scizor can beat it. Give me that. And then, what did he reveal turn 1? Let's find out. Are you Scarf Coco or not? He's not. Okay, so I win the game right here with Kartana, which I recognized Kartana was a huge threat early game. All I need to do is get rid of that Lando, which he basically let me do for free, and then he sacked off Gren, which was his main Kartana check, so we're able to go ahead and pick up the win. We gained a lot of points right there because that guy was super high on the ladder. I'll drop a GG, even though he already left, and I'll be right back with another game. Okay, I got the next game right here. My opponent has a Tornadus Incarnate, which is definitely very cool. I feel like he may have some sort of rain factor going on with this team right here. Maybe Rain Dance, Hurricane, Torn, and then Thunder Coco. I could definitely see that. Or maybe it's just Flynium and then like regular Coco, but either way, my Hoopa and my Heliolisk are giant threats, right? Hoopa particularly just clicks Hyperspace Fury without having to predict, and Heliolisk, after catching the Landers with the Surf, can freely click Electric-type moves for the rest of the game. So what I'm going to do right here is expect him to lead off with his Mega Lopunny and actually lead off here with my Kartana, as he actually leads Tapu Koko, so, I mean, I really can't stay in. I'm going to go out here into my... I'm going to keep my Landers healthy. I think I just take damage. It's interesting, because this Pokemon can win the game, but between his Kartana, Landers T, and maybe another Scarfer, like Scarf Torn, maybe, or Scarf Coco, I don't know how possible it is. I don't want to go Heliolisk. I'm just going to go for Leaf Blade. And I get a crit turn 1. I was not going for the crit. I just wanted to weaken him for my Heliolisk and my Mega Scissors Bullet Punch, but that was definitely very big. I will not deny that. Is he SD or... Okay, just goes for Sacred Sword, and he is definitely Choice Band. Okay, let's Roost up here. Yeah, he is definitely Choice Band. Let's go Toxapex on Hidden Power, and I guess what I can do right here is just throw off Toxic. On Terrain Volt Switch, it does so much, but I'm able to catch Landers T with the Toxic right there, which is cool. And I guess what I'll do right here is just go out here into my, maybe, perhaps Landers T here on the Stealth Rock, and I'll just get up my own now as he goes for the U-turn. Yes, the crit turn 1 definitely set me quite far ahead, but I was not going for the crit. I was just going for the damage. So this is an interesting scenario. I'm going to go for Supersonic Sky Strike. Okay, he goes for his Supersonic Sky Strike. Can I live that? That is so strong. Okay. So that's going to put me in a little bit of a tough spot here. I'll go Heliolisk and maybe scout for the superpower by going out into my Mega Scizor. It goes Landers. This works too, because I can just go ahead and maybe Bullet Punch him down. It goes Mag. Okay, I mean, Heliolisk is always my play. He's just going to Volt Switch though, so I'll just go for another Bullet Punch. Yeah. I mean, obviously I'm getting myself pretty weak into range of Kartana right here, but that's okay. I'm going for the Kartana win, like, pretty clearly now. I have Landers sort of weak. I'm getting Torn weakened too. This will not knock me out with Fake Out plus High Jump Kick, will it? I don't believe so. Lopunny? It probably does like 40% with High Jump Kick, and then Fake Out's not going to do anything. 37 to 43, Fake Out will do pretty much nothing, right? I'm going to try to Roost up. Goes for that. I mean, I'll Roost right here. If he goes for Power Up Punch, a good play. Goes for High Jump Kick. He might have Encore, I know, but I just want to get up to full health right now. So it goes back to Magearna. I'll go Pex this time on the Hidden Power, and just throw off a Scald now. And hopefully catch Lando coming in. That would be really good for me. Nice, we're able to basically get rid of Lando now, and I'll go Scizor on the Earthquake, so that's great. And all I need to do now is just weaken Torn a bit, and I can sweep with Scarf Sacred Sword for my Kartana. It might be a speed tie against his Kartana though, which is kind of what I'm fearing. Yeah, that's where that crit turn 1 was huge, because he would have gotten rid of my... Well, I don't know what he clicked though, that's the thing. If he clicked a U-turn expecting a switch from my end, it would not have made a difference, but if he actually clicked the attack that would have won him the game, which is Thunderbolt. Well, not won him the game, but would have knocked me out, then that would have been pretty good for him. Here, as I said, I can just Roost. And he's trying to go for the crit, clearly, but I'm not going to let that happen. I'm just going to Roost up right now. We already figured out it's Banded, right? Banded Cortana, so I don't think I have anything to fear by just bullet punching on the hidden power twice. Because it's Banded Cortana, right? It can't outspeed my Cortana. So let's bullet punch him down into range of my Cortana, and then win with Sacred Sword now. Ghost Torn. I don't want to take a Prankster attack here. It's actually Prankster Tailwind. Prankster what? Sacred Sword here? I don't think there's an attack he can lock himself into that'll beat me. This is a Hurricane. Okay, pretty bad for him. I can't lose to Lopunny because of Toxapex. And, yeah, my play is stay in. Actually, I should have sacked off Hoopa, not this, but I get to go Pex here and just go for a... He's just going to go ahead and forfeit. Yeah, he didn't have enough Tailwind turns. I think he would have had a better shot had he not gotten crit turn 1, but like I said, I have no idea what he clicked at right there. It would have all depended on what he predicted, whether he expected to switch out, because I really couldn't switch out, right? If he went for HPI's predicting land, I was in a bad spot against his Cortana right away. Obviously, I had Scizor, but I needed that for Mega Lopunny, so I don't know. I feel like I made an okay play turn 1, but it could have obviously cost me a pretty big win condition, but I mean, it ended up working out, obviously, a little bit of luck involved, but I'll be right back with another game. Okay, I got the next game right here. This is a very interesting matchup because we're both particularly weak to several Pokemon on our teams. Like, I'm really weak to Zardex, he's really weak to Heliolisk, and Hoopa, and Cortana too. And then I'm also really weak to Garchomp and Lucario, so I don't know how this is going to play out, but... Because, look, he could have Vacuum Wave for my Heliolisk for all I know, and that could be really bad if he's special. I'm going to lead off here with my Landers. He leads Rotom, pretty unfortunate. I mean, I'll go Heliolisk. He may Volt Switch to Garchomp, I know. I actually hope it's Scarf Chomp here. That would be better for me for sure. Because if it's Scarf Chomp, then I can go Lando every time, and if it locks himself into Outrage, I can just go for Flanium Z. Now, if I SD up on Rotom, on a switch-in, and then... Could I knock it out with Flanium Z? He goes for Hydro Pump. Great. This gives me basically a free Surf. He stays in. Just a Hidden Power. What was he expecting? Hidden Power? That has to be Hidden Power Fire, right? Okay, well, he's just going to continue staying in now, so... I mean, I'll continue weakening him. I need this weekend, actually. I just realized for my Landers. Oh, he's Citrus. Okay, so I'm going to switch out now. I don't want to get too weakened. Like, if I can keep it out of range of Lucario's potential Bullet Punch, that would be great. Maybe I'll go Hoopa here. On the Clef. So, this is interesting. I can Gunk Shot here and knock him out. I feel like that's just my best play. Yeah, and I get rid of Clef right there. So that's pretty cool. And I still have my Landers healthy for Charizard if it is Charizard X, so... That's a pretty important factor here too. I feel like I might just go Charizard X now and Dragon Dance, and... I think my Landers will live one, even though I have no bulk whatsoever. Goes Lucario, okay. So this is the interesting thing. I have to switch out, obviously. I think Scizor is a switch, and it really doesn't do much for me in this game. It helps out against a Mimikyu. He goes for SD. Alright, so this is really scary. I'm going to go for U-turn here. On close combat, okay. And then this doesn't get Mach Punch, right? It only gets Bullet Punch. If I were to go for Leaf Blade, would it knock him out? Because I don't want Mimikyu coming in for no reason. Lucario. UU SD against Cortana. Choice Scarf. So Leaf Blade looks like it knocks him out with a defense drop. Yeah, it knocks him out. No, it actually doesn't. Might not. I have to Sacred Sword. Yeah, so he makes a safe play and just goes Charizard. I mean, here, I'll just go Landers. I can't let him Dragon Dance up. It is Zardois, and he unfortunately misses Fire Blast. I'm getting really lucky, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is probably one of my luckiest lives so far between the crit last game and this. I mean, obviously the crit was from a high crit ratio move, but it's still luck. Like, okay, goes for Fire Blast, and it really doesn't do much at all. I can just go for Scald here. As he stays in, I mean, I'll Toxic then. Actually, Recovered is my play first. Do I die to Solar Beam? No, Short Sword-wise, Fire Blast should be stronger, right? Okay, let me recover up before that gets out of hand. And then I'll Toxic now. What's he trying to weaken me for? Pex? I mean, Mimikyu? Give me the Toxic on Garchomp. I'll take that. And I feel like I want to maybe keep my Landorus healthy just for Mimikyu in the late game, because that could be a problem. I'll go Scizor. Yeah, Scizor's okay. He goes Rotom. I'll go Heliolisk here on the Hidden Power, and I'll just go for Volt Switch here. Goes Garchomp, so he gets it right that time. Scizor's always my play, though. So, actually, I could only switch into Rocks one more time if he gets them up right here. But I can't really afford defogging. I'll just go with Scizor. Maybe Scizor's Bullet Punch? No, it'll die to the thing. Let's just go into Scizor here. The thing is, I just don't want him getting up Rocks for free and then sacking it off. So he may go for Roost here, so I'm just going to U-turn out. Because if he attacks me, that's fine. But I don't want him getting up a Roost for completely free. Actually goes Mimikyu and just lets me butt. Okay, I don't get that play at all, but yeah, that actually just put me way too far ahead right now. I mean, Smart Strike. And he just goes out and forfeits. I guess he expected some sort of double, but Mega Scizor was such an insignificant threat when it couldn't recover at that point in the game, right? Because, like you saw, I kept on throwing it out just because, like, it really couldn't recover on anything. It was in range of the close combat. It was in range of Mimikyu. It was in range of Garchomp, so yeah, we're able to go ahead and win, and I'll be right back with another game. Okay, I got the next game right here, just against a really standard Coco Medi. I'll lead Heliolisk expecting Medi. So I have Spec Surf. Do I click it? I've wanted this kill all live, but I'm gonna go Landorus. So it appears as though he is Choice Scarf, so I might have made a good play right there. We'll go for Supersonic Sky Strike now. Is he really not Scarf? I could have surfed him. He's probably Sash, right? Yeah, no, he's defensive. That has to be defensive. Yeah, I'll get up my Rocks then on the HP Ice, and then just fly up high right here. And click Fly the following turn and all that goodness. And try to knock him out with this attack right now, maybe. Because he doesn't really respond to it, right? He can go Coco here and then try to HP Ice me. I'm really surprised he lived. And also, I'm really surprised that he stayed in turn 1, not expecting some sort of attack to come out. Okay, I'll click... okay, so he's not going to stay in, right? But on the off chance he does, I'll Earthquake. Just goes back to Landorus T. I can go Scizor. Scizor's my Cortana check. But, like, Landorus can't do anything to it, so... I'll just click Bullet Punch. It's, like, very free right now. Oh, he actually lived it. That's what I was hoping to not see. All I needed for that was to kill. Really? Mega Scizor is that weak. Okay, goes Magearna. Pex is my switch in. Maybe I should have gone Lando. But Lando actually clicks Earthquake. I just realized Lando's a threat. Yeah. I can bring it in against Magearna on a sack, and Erase will get to kill every time now. So what does Pex actually do for me? It's my Grand Check. What's my sack here? Maybe Hoopa? Does Hoopa do anything for me here? It's checked by every single Pokemon. I'm gonna go Hoopa on the Zen Headbutt. And then maybe he'll switch out expecting Scarf. Okay, really did not fear it. Okay, let's go out here into Heliolisk and just click Surf on probably a Lando sack. Actually, isn't Lando in range of Rocks? Yeah, okay, Lando does to Rocks. Let's click Thunderbolt. Yeah, okay, cool. And now, basically, what happens now is Medi is a giant threat, but also my Landorus and my Heliolisk are very free right now. So I'm going to go Pex here on the Ice Beam. And just click Toxic here on a Volt Switch. I get to Toxic something, unless he goes Cortana. Man, Banded Cortana is so strong. Like, it nearly 2-hit KO'd my Scizor earlier. So I actually get the attack off, which is cool. So we're gonna be playing the sack for sack game right here, basically. I'm going to sack off my Scizor next. Maybe. Or do I sack off Lando? I feel like Lando is actually good in the late game. I don't know why, but I think it can do something, but at the same time, it's only good against Magearna. And I think I have ways to break Magearna. That's tough. I think I sack off Scizor. But then it could put me at a bad spot against his Cortana, which is like what I'm fearing most. So I'm going to sack Lando. Yeah, as much as I didn't want to do it, I'm just going to go in with Heliolisk, I think. And go for a Volt Switch here on the incoming Magearna. Yeah. And Like, he can't switch into Heliolisk anymore with anything, so that's cool. I can go out here into this mon and just click Smart Strike for the kill. This should kill, right? 34% from base 181 attack. Okay, good. I don't think the crit mattered. It's Cortana. It's ridiculously strong. Goes Gran. Pax is my switch in on Dark Pulse. Okay, let's hope he doesn't flinch me. Nice. There's not a flinch. It's cool. Goes Medi. It's already Toxic. So now I sack off. I feel like I'm going for maybe the Cortana sweep. So let's sack off Scizor now. 2 of these Zen Headbutt. I can actually Bullet Punch here for free, which is cool. And just get rid of him. Nice. I mean, I'm still in a bad spot against Cortana, I'm not gonna lie. Gran, Bex. I just need to not get flinched down. Goes Coco. Do I need to predict anymore? Can I win with this game with just Cortana alone? I feel like I can at this point. But I will go out into a Pokemon here. Maybe? I just don't want to get swept by his Scarf Cortana if it is Scarf Sacred Sword. Like, at worst it comes down to the speed tie, right? But I'm trying to avoid that at all costs, so I'll suck off Heliolisk here. And then bring in Cortana and click Leaf Blade. He really went out to do his own. Okay, what do I do? Sack Scizor, sack, Pax, Scizor. Okay. Bullet Punch here. I feel like had I made the play earlier, I might have been fine. I think it comes down to the speed tie. If he plays for the speed tie. Come on, Cortana. I usually win speed ties with Cortana like this, but he may win it here. Let's hope he's like some bad adamant set. That'd be like best case scenario. Because like whatever he switches in, I don't even know if Tapu Koko can take 2 of these from the percentage he would be at. Okay. So is he trying to guarantee the game like this? So if I come back in, I would have to lock into Sacred Sword anyway, which I don't think would work out. I could go for Leaf Blade. I don't think that would work out. This is my best shot. I got a crit here. Oh, he's Scarf. But he decided to Volt Switch. Oh, it doesn't matter, right? He Thunderbolts. Yeah, because, I mean, he just Thunderbolts here. And that'll be able to outspeed me. So he's actually probably not Scarf Cortana then, maybe? I don't know what the Cortana was, but... I mean, I'll Scald here. And then it's not going to be enough, right? So I'll go ahead and drop a GG right now because that's going to be that game. And unfortunately, we're going to go ahead and take an L right there. Definitely, I feel like maybe I should have just preserved my Lando and tried to get kills with it against Magearna. I definitely saw that as a decent game plan, but unfortunately it did not end up working out. He was able to get the better of me right there. I was expecting a Scarf Cortana, or not Scarf Coco. I guess it might have been double Scarf or something like that, but he's able to go ahead and win, and we'll end off the live right there. Ended off at 4-1, I believe. Definitely enjoyed this one. Did hope you guys enjoyed it as well, and the team will be down below in the description once again in case you guys do want to try it out, and I'll see you next time. Later.